Hey, this is Sarah. Let me adjust my lighting. There. Okay, I think we're good. I look like hell. I don't have makeup on. I'm putting lipstick today. It's got to be worth something. So I have a Barkbox. This is officially a Super Truer box. I had a bit of an issue. My December box. So I live in Canada. Just before Christmas, they stopped working with Canada Post and switched to DHL because Canada Post was having a strike. My December box, my original December box, had an exception. I suspect this is my January box, which was shipped. I'll be able to tell you right now, actually, because I'm super curious now. I suspect this to be my original January box. I was talking to somebody on the phone trying to find my December box that still hadn't arrived. My January box was still moving a lot slower. I wasn't concerned about it yet because my November box had not gotten in until December. It had taken about 5 weeks. Sometimes things from the States just take that long to get up here, especially when it's a weird product that I assume has to get looked at by customs. So I knew that my December box was late, which is why I posted a video about the November box and then nothing until now. I didn't actually stop having my subscription. It just didn't arrive. The other thing is that for Canadians, our tracking isn't available on our account like it is for Americans. There's a spot where you see where tracking should be, and then it just says tracking not yet available. If you can manage to get into that spot, it's a little weird because you can't get directly there from like logging in. You can only kind of get to that spot by going to it from the email for the shipping notification. The Barkbox team can email you your tracking information, but as with anything, unfortunately, the tracking information is only information they're given directly from the company that they ship with, so be that the post office or DHL or anybody else, that that tracking is only available up until it hits the border. So what happened with the December box is it got to a facility in Rochester and didn't say that it was going through customs, just that there had been an exception. So there was an issue with something to do with the shipping. I'm still waiting to hear from their team as to what that issue was and how that affected my delivery. I have no idea. So they resent the December box when I hadn't heard anything from anybody yet. Like I was advised sort of like a week later to check back with them, and I hadn't received anything yet. The guy I was talking to on the phone said, and your January box is moving weirdly. No, what was it? I had emailed them about my December box. I'd been informed via the email that my December box had an exception. They didn't know what was going on. They shipped me out a new one. My January box wasn't moving as they expected it to, and if I didn't receive it in a week, to get back in touch with them. So I sent an email, but I didn't get a response. I then called in and I let the guy know, like, this is what's happening. And I was like, do you have any idea? Like, do you have any notes? And he said, I can see where they've reshipped the December box. I can see where the January box, they've noted that it's behaving weirdly. I was like, yeah, well, there's been no update to the shipping information. There hadn't been any change as far as the tracking. So it looked like it still hadn't hit the border, and up until yesterday it told me that on the 22nd that it had made it to destination country, and it still hadn't made it here yet. So it's now the 9th. And actually, I am gonna double check all this because I think it was the 22nd, but I want to be precise because in my mind, this is not an issue with Barkbox. This is an issue with DHL, and I want you guys to know how Barkbox responded to the issue with DHL. I'm still waiting to hear back from their shipping team to find out what the exception was. Is this because my concern is that if it was an exception for something that they had shipped, you know, is it just happening to me? Did it happen to every Canadian that got that box? There's all sorts of weird political crap happening right now. Was it because like something like that? So I can see that I can see my ticket. I can see my tracking for January. So yes, my December Barkbox was shipped on the 16th of December, and then by the 24th of December, it was being held in Illinois for an exception. DHL, unfortunately, doesn't explain what that exception is. They don't tell me what that exception is. And when you look on their website to find out what categories exceptions might be, the only information it gives to you is that you need to get in touch with the shipper, and the shipper needs to contact them. And then they interface with the shipper to fix whatever the problem is. So Barkbox's response was like, we are going to send out a new box, which is great. But my concern was that unfortunately, they didn't. There we go. They didn't have an explanation on that. So there we go. As of February 1st, my January Barkbox, which I suspect this one to be, had finally arrived in destination country. So it had shipped on the 11th. This is my original January Barkbox, and it had arrived in Canada on the 1st, and it is now currently the 8th. So it takes approximately a month for DHL to get it from Barkbox headquarters to me here in Nova Scotia. And so, specifically, in case you're wondering, it is listed as having come from well, this is what's very confusing because I don't actually know where, it doesn't tell me where Barkbox comes from. I'm sure Barkbox would tell me the DHL listing just being United States, and then it doesn't tell me anything until Melrose Park, Illinois, which is the DHL facility. So yeah, so about a month. So then this must be my original Barkbox for January. So I will need to get in touch with them to let them know that it finally arrived, because they'd be very interested to know. I by no means was trying to get a free box. I was literally just trying to get the boxes that I had paid for. And when it went through Canada Post, it would take a while. And I don't blame them for changing shippers. A lot of, like, even Sephora had been using Canada Post for the last few years, and I think they'd switched to, I think they're using FedEx. Amazon is definitely using Purolator now, currently, at the moment at least, and not Canada Post, because even when the workers were legislated back, there was so much conflicting information about, was there a huge backlog for them to work through? Was it going to be a problem? You know, and it makes sense that a lot of companies didn't want to mess around with it. I'm going to try not to stab myself or ruin my desk. That's my plan. So bear with me while I open this because it's literally just arrived today. Also, the other thing is, you know, I don't know if it's just because of our neighborhood or what. I'm trying to think. I think our UPS, our mail carrier, if they choose to deliver something to the door, they knock, especially if it's something that has to be signed for. UPS and FedEx just tend to leave things, and these guys just left it. They did leave it in a bag because we're having a freeze and rain situation. It wasn't really in the bag. Anyway, so this is the January Super Chewer box. I haven't got you guys up. There we go. I couldn't tell if this was in frame. It was actually in frame. So this is the Super Chewer box. Let's chew it, hashtag Super Chewer. I imagine this might have something to, well, I mean, this is very fantasy. It's very Dungeons and Dragons. There's like this beautiful map thing in here. And there's this confusing thing, which is also kind of torn up, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. It appears to be a crown. Okay, I'm just going to pull things out and I'm just going to show them to you. So this is kind of falling apart, which is, it's just already been popped. But it is, dress your dog for their Barkbox raid with a Viking helmet. I can tell you my dogs won't like it. Which is weird because we had a wearable in the November box that I got, which arrived on time for Christmas, and it was Grinch themed. So this is cute. And then there's like a card with a bunch of what the, I guess, toys and things might be, but I'm gonna ignore that because I'm gonna look at this helmet. So I'm not really sure. Do I put this, you know, like this is, it's like a little, it's like, I'm not sure what's going on here. Like this is like a pop-out card situation. My dogs would eat this. So I'm gonna put that over there. I'm not gonna try and do that. The wrapping, oh, okay, so it's like a wrapping paper and there's like, I don't know how well you can see, but there's like, yeah, the paper. Anyway, it's neat. It's neat. So I get a Super Chewer box for my 2 dogs, and I have their allergies listed as duck, chicken, rabbit, and also liver, which neither of them are actually allergic to. Buddy just has a sensitive stomach. I have a 3-year-old going on 4 beagle named Buddy, and she's gonna be 9 this year, my Labradoodle Socks, who is a ridiculous human. Yeah, I said she's a human. She's a human. Okay, so first up, because they're Super Chewer, I don't even know what this is. It's covered kind of in this powder, so I'm gonna wash it off before I give it to them. The uncrackable Kraken, classic squeaker, wacky bounce, nylon tug straps. Nylon tug strap. Oh, Buddy's gonna love these. That is. I'm not gonna squeak it because they're currently upstairs, but this is apparently a squeaker. And the thing that I like about those Super Chewer toys that I've had from them before, because I had a single Super Chewer Barkbox before. I'm thinking the one I got in December wasn't maybe a Super Chewer because like this is there. I'm just gonna make sure I cut all the tags off as I go, so just bear with me. This is gonna be a bit of a long one. So they're round, so that's good. So I could see being able to really get a hold of this, while like Buddy, for instance, is our puller. He would really, I don't know what's been going on with socks. She's not been so much about that, but like this is really cute. I really like that. And then we have another one of these things. And then we have this thing, which seems to be made out of plastic. I don't know what this is. Flying Feast Treat Catapult. Oh, I see. So you balance it on a table and then, oh, that's actually really cute too. Like, I would leave that around. That's really cool. And these are all like these are all Barkbox brands too. This is really cool. Although I can totally see each of them trying, well, Buddy especially, totally trying to chew on this. And it's a hard, I don't know if you can hear that. Little ASMR moment there. Also, by the way, apologies for the noise of my fish tank. It occurs to me it can be very loud sometimes. Anyway, so we're gonna cut this tag off. There we go, tag gone. Okay, so we have a treat catapult. And then I think this is one of their fish skin or, oh, nope, buffalo recipe chew. So a plastic covered delicious chew object. I really like these because they tend to be like especially for the super chewers, I don't know if they put the same ones in the normal boxes. They tend to be low fat. So I assume that this is just a buffalo pizzle stick, which if you're not aware is a dehydrated bull penis. That's a lot of fun. I suspect that's what this is. I'm taking it out of the wrapping so that when I see one of them arrive later. Yeah, it's just a pizzle stick. I would say my only comment about this is that this one is particularly dry, which means that it's more crunchy than anything. And surprisingly, the one with the iron jaw is our beagle. You know, Socks is definitely a powerful chewer, but like, I don't know, Buddy's just, he's been more into these lately. I don't know what's going on with Socks. She hasn't been as into like these chews. She steals them when they're softened up, but I do get her teeth checked when she's at the vet, and the vet has said they look fine. So I don't know. So I should find like 3 toys in here, because I have the free toy upgrade. So I'm hoping that's what this is. Yeah, yes. Oh my goodness. Well now, this is something else. The Dog Nest Monster. I'm gonna bring that real close for you so you can see this. The Dog Nest Monster. So it's a hard plastic inside a hard, so this feels like the hard plastic Nylabones, and then of course this is really dense rubber. It did come in out of the cold, so I'm not sure how much it's going to warm up. It's heavy. This is heavy. This is going to be a lot of fun. Material medley, texture design, top rack, dishwasher safe. Good to know. Was that something that we learned about in these other ones? No, that one doesn't claim to be dishwasher safe. Does the treat one come in here? So the treat catapult, I'm sorry, I didn't pay a lot of attention to the tags. The Fling and Feast treat catapult, literally a treat catapult. What it says on here, literally a treat catapult. Texture design, smoky bacon scent. So it is designed to be something that like they can chew on if they really want to. I mean, I don't smell it, but you know. Um, yeah. I don't know if they're gonna like these as much. This I know is like right down their alley. But we shall see. So this is the third toy. I mean, it's neat. It's neat, but it's heavy. I do get the Super Chewer large dog box, so I would just say, like, we're gonna have to watch them. They normally play with their toys, honestly, on the carpet because they're both princesses. But, like, honestly, this is kind of adorable. Like, I would probably just put this up somewhere to just, like, confuse people if they don't like it and it doesn't get chewed on. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna feel about that. I don't know. So then typically you get 1 or 2 bags of treats, at least 1 chew. Thankfully, we got 2. Okay, so this is a problem. This is the Thinner's Duck recipe. And as I said, I have the allergies listed for the box. So I will have to call them about that. Thankfully, this can be buddies, but this is also something I'm going to have to watch. I don't know that he's ever had duck because we knew about the allergies that Socks had before we got Buddy. So, yeah, I'm going to have to speak to them, and then if there's an issue with these, then it gets, yeah. So then we have the Feast of Valhalla treats, which are wheat-free, soy-free, corn-free, grain-free. Nice. Loki's smoky lamb and salmon. And all natural grain-free. Blurdy blur. What are the ingredients? Okay, so lamb, tapioca starch, pork. Yep, these should be fine. And then, okay, this is another problem. This is the Feast of Valhalla. This is rabbit and pork stew. So again, like I said, I had listed allergies on this account. I had started the account via the phone, and so there was no confusing the fact that I said rabbit, duck, chicken. And the fact is, like, these aren't secondary ingredients, like, this is right in the name. So yeah. So I'm not 100% happy. I mean, the thing is, realistically, I can gift these to a friend. From the sounds of it, I have an extra box coming. I'm, as I said, gonna have to get in touch with them. So I have 2 things in this box that directly in big old words contain things that aren't supposed to be in this box. That's a disappointment. The shipping mix-up is a disappointment. The fact of the matter is that I am not the only one experiencing these issues with their shipping right now, because I was told that the reason their shipping department hadn't gotten in touch with me is because they're experiencing such incredibly high volumes right now. So, yeah. I will keep you guys posted on this, and I'll try to put like an update in the description box about what happened as far as the conversation that I have with their team about the allergies and that sort of thing. And I know it's, you know, it's silly because like one of my dogs has the allergy and one of them doesn't, but because of the fact, as I said, with Buddy, he hasn't then ever been exposed to rabbit. He's never had duck, and it's just one of those things. And this isn't an assumption on my part. I actually got a blood test for Socks because she was having constant ear infections for the first 4 years of her life, and it was just getting crazy expensive. And it was something that my vet was able to offer, and it was expensive, but now we've gone from treating an ear infection, having it go away, having it calm down while I was treating it, and then it essentially building back up, and having to use some fairly heavy duty treatment for it to maybe once a year. So it's been such a huge improvement. It's obviously really helped her quality of life, avoiding these things that were causing her issues. So, I'm not one of those people that I'm like, oh, I don't know. And as far as Buddy, we know that when he eats liver treats, they're too rich for his system. Poor little dude. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I will try to put in the description what the outcome is when I speak to customer service, and I will hopefully be back at you soon with another unboxing when my actual December box or something to that effect actually shows up. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay. And okay.